Welcome everybody. Welcome to the stream and welcome everybody on Discord. We've got almost a full house of friends here on Discord again, and I like to see some of those familiar names on stream already. Normand, Ora, Steve, Chronic, and Carl, and everybody else whose names I cannot see. Hello and welcome. I wasn't planning on streaming, and then I just changed my mind at the last moment, and I thought, let's do it. Let's just put it on air. So I hope you guys have had a good week so far and that you're going to have a good rest of your week. Uh, and tomorrow's Friday for us here, and for those in the US, a couple of hours later. So it's been a good one for me. How about you guys on Discord? Are you okay?
Yep, fine here.
Cool.
Oh, good here, Nick. I was listening to Paul talking about his dentist earlier. I'll talk to you off stream about that, Paul,
Ah,
but I feel your pain.
a shame. Yeah. Well, Paul, we're all glad you made it.
Thank you very much. Here's an interesting one quickly for you.
Uh-huh.
Aircraft flying from Aberdeen to London Southend landed on Southend's runway 23, just about to apply brakes when the crew spotted an object on the runway,
Uh-huh.
about 8 to 10 meters to the right of the runway centerline.
Uh-huh.
They felt a slight bump through the rudder pedals, but wasn't sure whether the bump was a result of a collision with the object or going over the runway centerline. The aircraft stopped, backtracked, and vacated the runway. No damage found. A runway inspection found a general aviation tow bar on the runway.
Oh. Oh. Wow. Somebody's in trouble. Okay, so I'm not going Aberdeen to London. I am going Las Vegas to Santa Ana, John Wayne County Airport, and there is a real world flight that is about to land there. So we're going to mimic this flight. It's all part of Southwest Airlines. So I'm going to be flying a VA flight for us, and it looks interesting. There's almost no wind at Las Vegas, so they're all using runway 01 right. We will follow suit, and then obviously 20 right at John Wayne. Awesome, Cole. I think that must be quite a thrill having such a short runway. Alright, it's not an add-on. It's actually built into X-Plane. It's called the flashlight. So if you go to your settings, you go to keyboard and you search flash. There you go. I've got a red one and I've got a white one. This is all built into X-Plane. So you must just assign a key to actually toggle them. And then, I don't know if you can see it now. There's the red one. It's very faint there where the mouse is. That's a red. And then there's the white one. So I'm toggling them, hoping you will see them. So yeah, it depends on which one I want.
And if you go to view from the top left tab, the bottom one of view is aviation flash.
View. There we go. Aviation flashlight, the very bottom one. You're correct. 100%. I've never even seen it. They never go there, so don't look for that. All
And
right.
presumably that shortcut is what you set on your.
Um, sorry, Twixter just sent me a message just quickly saying thank you. All right. What a guy. Thank you, Twixter. If you're on stream, thank you. Otherwise, I'll send you a message. Thanks. Okay. Let's get this out of the way. Yeah, you love your ex-organizer now, hey, Hakan?
Exactly.
Exactly. All right. Okay. So I'm not sure if the weather has actually kicked in or not. Or whether this is now an old file or what it is. And I'm not sure. Tony, are you still here?
I am indeed.
All right. The real world weather in Sim Toolkit. I've decided to fly with that again today. I haven't actually checked the METAR here, so we might actually have it. If you look at my settings, if you don't mind, um, I obviously have the stop updates on approach. Right, it's not going to affect the updates when we start a flight. Right, it's still going to do the update. It's still going to, fix everything for us. Right, so we can actually have our weather immediately. Or is there like a limit or something that we need to change or set? Right, okay, I see if we actually enable this, it turns to 55 minutes for updates. It was just now. Then it changed to 5 minutes. All right, I'm gonna leave it at that as that. Let's quickly look at the meter. Okay, Los.
Yeah, you don't want weather changing on approach.
You don't, but you also don't want to sit with zero weather at takeoff and then only get weather after 5,000 feet. You understand? So the
I
question is,
understand all that.
yeah, does it update immediately or is my settings incorrect? What's the feeling? How do you operate this thing?
Well, looking at that meta, it's
Yeah,
pretty clear.
close. Yeah.
If we enable that, Nico, what are we going to do with active sky? Sorry if that's a stupid question.
No, you just don't open active sky. I'm not going to fly this every time, Uncle John. I'm busy still fiddling with it. So I'm going to use it again today just to fiddle with it. My go-to is active sky, and it will remain active sky. But I need to ask the question that I've just done from Tony. So, and I need to see how it operates. I obviously prefer active sky because it's been set up properly
And
already
because of the clouds as well.
and all that. Well, this is going to use the same textures. Whether it's going to make it look as good, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It's just one of those things. All right. So, let's get going.
As you say, something maybe we need to play with and have a look.
Exactly.
Yeah, your settings, Nico, not too dissimilar to mine. You've obviously got the custom meta set in your sim rather than manually configured.
Exactly. I will double check it just now, but because Active Sky uses exactly the same file, and I only use Active Sky, I have no reason to doubt it that it would have changed. It's set to custom, and I can see there is weather. You can see there's weather, so we leave it at that.
Cool. Yeah.
And I'm happy.
Nico gave me a present today, and he bought me X organizer.
In other words, it's Christmas Day again for you.
Awesome,
Yeah,
awesome. Call. You're welcome to come back to Durban, my friend, anytime. Uh, Fly with Ricky. Are you the only one? What? You lost me there. Okay, I'm not gonna ask why didn't you, but that is something you've asked for now. So, uh, yeah, I
Depends
think
if a shotgun was there.
that too. Get my love cars over here and start this flight. Right, so now the flight will be logged, and let's change that over. Ah, got it, got it. Makes sense. Right, I have not exported anything yet, so let's bring this toolkit back and let's go look at our flight planning situation. Nope. Flight summary. We want to go to our routing. Where is this routing in this place? Yeah, Carl, I get it. We've all been young and dumb, my friend. Fortunately, with time, things change.
The important thing you got to remember, it's something that's just going to keep evolving
Yeah,
until Zibo decides he's finished.
yeah. Fly with Ricky, you're welcome. You're welcome. I haven't done a beta test one in a while because he hasn't given me that many betas or the permission to do them. Maybe hopefully one of these days we can organize one beta one as well, so you see something coming before it comes. That's not right. Put it on final. Right, we're gonna do that.
You doing something on another screen there, Nico?
Yes.
And he's keeping it a secret.
I'm just muting my mic for a second. Hold a second, guys.
Uncle John, there is a problem here.
It looks that way.
I can't find my pencil.
You can't find your what?
Pencil.
Oh my God, problema.
Maybe it's behind your ear.
Let me check.
Okay, I'm back. For some reason, there seems to be a dispute in the house, which doesn't include me, thankfully. But it's a bit loud, so I'm just gonna mute myself when I have to.
I found it, Uncle John.
Excellent. Nico had it. Thank you, Rookie. Appreciate it.
Okay, seems there's a bit of quietness. Let's quickly talk about this. So, I don't know if you guys saw this in the release notes, but if you click on the minus and you click the plus, it actually gives a random payload now. There's this option that's now been introduced. Um, so again, we click on the payload total, we just click on the little minus and we hit it. So we can now scroll through many variables, sometimes a lot, sometimes not a lot, sometimes, just fluctuates every time you press the minus and the enter key. The other thing is in terms of packs, if you want to force a number of passengers, so we want, let's make a different number. Let's say we want to have 126. All right, so all we do is we click at the bottom, we enter the number, then we click the minus. It then says packs 126, and it will then put all the passengers in there. Currently, it only works on the mail column, but there at least it's put 126 passengers for us, leaving us to work with the cargo. So that's just another shortcut that's been built in. I think it's kind of neat. For our purposes here, we need to load 17.7 for our purposes. All right. Guys, one of the things I just want to reiterate, I think I've mentioned it before, is there is a difference in the rounding between what Zibo uses, what SimBrief uses, and also what PFPX uses. So please don't split hairs about 100 kilograms or 500 kilograms up or down if you start making the OFPs.
Work in progress.
Right, mic's back on. Hello, Andile. Yeah, so this is a new page that Ziba introduced this morning. So we've got some weight figures here on the graph side of things as well. And then obviously we can still go back and we can, go and change all these weights. What I want to do is I want to just standardized. This obviously is not standardized after the last update. So what I did was, for me and my own sanity, is I went and used the standard figures that SimBrief gives us, which is 79 kilograms per passenger, regardless male, female, child. It's irrelevant. Even the operator I used to work for, there was no discrepancy. It was one standard for everybody, and you paid the same. So that is now 79 kilograms per passenger. I still fly the 160 pax version, which is the actual one depicted in the simulator. So we'll leave it at that, and then I'll fiddle with the rest of the figures later on. I haven't spent much time on that, so just want to quickly put this back. 17.7 now that we've changed it, and then we should have a takeoff weight of 65.4. So we've got just under that, and the difference obviously again is going to be taxi fuel, APU, burn fuel, all these kind of things, so always keep that in mind, that it should be a little bit more while you're at the gate, because you still need to burn that to get to your takeoff weight. All right, and before I forget, I need to quickly go and save those settings. Right, then in this version, I'm not sure how many of you have actually discovered it, but when you go and put fuel beyond the limit of the wings, in other words, when you try and fill the center tanks, it's stuck. So that's why we're waiting for the new version that needs to come out. I uploaded it tonight. That will fix that little bug for us. Zibo is aware. He's obviously, well, he's working on it, and he's probably fixed it. Let's put it that way. All right.
There
Um,
is just one other thought.
yeah.
Have you told people that it looks like Zibo's saving the payload data in each livery so you can set up specific types of aircraft for each livery?
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't told them that, but it's in the README and exactly what McTrying said. So you can have different payloads for different liveries. In other words, for each operator, you can have your own set of weights for these passengers, which is very cool. And I was still trying to get to it, Chronic, but you beat me to it. Yes, the shortcut is, or the fix, the current fix for this version is you just go to your realism setting and make your refuel time short, and that will bypass the limit that's now on the center tanks, and then you can put any value in there. So very good that there are backdoors and different ways of doing it. Don't worry, Chronic, I appreciate it, my friend. It's all good. We are a big family here, so we all help each other, and I appreciate that.
Are you in the habit of streaming old versions, Nico?
No, no, well, did he release it just now? Because I checked before the stream and there was still nothing. So he's just released it. Is that what you said?
Nine is out.
All right, so 9 is out, guys. Go grab it, grab it. I didn't even see that there was an update. Okay, I'm not gonna stop the stream for that. Let's quickly just get the readme. Let's just see what he says. Because I checked it before I started the stream and it wasn't out. He released it literally 3 minutes ago. That's how fresh it is. Fix bugs. He's just basically, I can virtually guarantee he's fixed the
I
obvious
was
bug.
actually going to say, what's the betting that a new Zibo version will come out before you laugh?
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. I wanted to send Zibo a personal message, and I thought, nah, let's leave the guy, let him do his thing. I actually wanted to ask him, should I hold off on the stream until he releases it or not, and I never did that. So anyway,
All it says is fix bugs. In
yeah,
fact, there's an error in the release note.
yeah, fix bugs. So that's fine. All right. Well, we're gonna fly this one, and I trust it's all well. So we'll see. If we fall out of the sky, you can all laugh at me. Easy. What else do we need to do? I suppose we need to welcome everybody on board.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, welcome aboard our flight today. We're wrapping up the final paperwork here. Should get you on your way momentarily. I want to thank you so much for your company and business. We invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Again, welcome aboard.
Right. Okay. So let's look at the rest of the setup here. Right, the trip is 2.1. Our reserves, we're quickly gonna guesstimate them about 1.8. Probably a bit more. Cost index, we're gonna use some extra fuel tonight. A clever plan, fly with Ricky. Right, and we said we're gonna fly to 80, 321 at 24. There you go. And the deviation is 6. Right, okay. D-rate is not allowed on this runway. I tried to find out why. I don't know why it's not in the current conditions. Let me put it this way. In the current conditions, it's not allowed. So we're just going to leave it at that. In actual fact, we can clear that. Go to the next page first. Hello, Lucian. We haven't done much, my friend. We've just sat and chatted a bit. I've done a bit of configuration, so you're okay. And there is no wind, so let's put it 1 at 1 just to have something in there. Okay, if you don't like that format, let's change it 001 at 001. There we go. Right, the runway slope is down 0.9. The runway heading is 14. Alright, and let's do a cut back because we're going to go over the city, so that's fine, and we'll have the engines idle a bit over the city. Final boarding call. Yeah, get your seats ready. Get your seats.
Captain Hudson on the fasten seatbelt sign. We do ask that all passengers take your seat at this time and please fasten your seatbelt. Just as a reminder, we cannot leave the gate until carrying items are
What
properly
is the
collected. All
elevation?
overhead bins are closed and all passengers are seated.
56 feet. Oopsie. That's a bit much. 50. Thank you, Yorkie. Awesome, no problem. I'm glad you asked. Let me give it here. I'll show you. So in the last couple of streams, we've been discussing Sim Toolkit Pro, and this is where I get it. I'm going to bring it up onto the screen for you just now. So in your flight summary page, you have the runway slope, and you've got the runway heading, and you've got density, altitude, and obviously a whole bunch of other things. There's your field elevation. There's the field elevation at the destination, the 56 feet. We have to dial in at 50 feet. So yeah, all the information is there. It actually gives us our ILS situation. It gives the runway lengths, again, density, altitude, ISA deviation. We're going to use that later on in the flight again, just before top of descent. There's our runway slope, glide slope, and runway heading plus It obviously includes other information as well. So it comes from Sim Toolkit Pro. If you look in my private hangar, the link is below the video in the description. I actually created Excel spreadsheets that does the calculations for you. So if you don't have Sim Toolkit Pro, go into my private hangar. It's my OneDrive. I'll just call it that. Go into Explain 11 Zibo folder, and you will find the ISA calculator and the runway slope calculator that I created is in there for your use as well. No, it's free. Fly with Rick, it's free. The only portion of the software that you have to pay for is just the Navigraph. If you want to integrate Navigraph into the same program, if you want the charts from Navigraph. So this is the payware portion. It integrates with SimBrief. As you can see, there's my SimBrief OFP. Everything is here. It even includes WebFMC if you've got WebFMC, and you'll see me use that later on during the flight as well. So when we start working with our descent winds, it's easy. I mean, I don't have to see the aircraft or anything. I just come and sit here, and I actually use the WebFMC to put all the wind information, the stuff, into the descent page for us. So this is a very cool app. Right, we have not enabled those two. Let's quickly see. I think we can close the doors, send the ground crew on their merry way, and get going. We don't have to wait around anymore. So, plugins, ground handling, control, drive away all. We're going to get all of these things ready. Oh, and I forgot about the better pushback. So let's request.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go.
You don't have to port anything. It's already built in. All you do is you log into your account. So you'll get a login page. You put your details and voila, it just works. There's no porting, nothing. It's part of the deal.
Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
And if you guys want to see more of it, just look at my last couple of streams. I mean, you'll see where I use it or not. It's going to become more and more valuable. I've obviously spoken to the developer and asked him to put some stuff in there, and he's also getting constant prompts from other people to put stuff in there, and it's just growing, going from strength to strength. Right, so our runway heading we said was 14, so we'll put it on 14. We need to get to 280 on the MCP. Have to remember that fly director,
Okay, all
very
doors
important.
and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
146. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to use LNAV but not VNAV for some or other reason, and also again I honestly don't know, but I just happened to notice it in another application. It was talking about the minimum flap retraction altitude, so I think it was 2,900. What is this meter? So let me just get the altimeter set, 3027. So we'll do a different kind of takeoff, yeah. This
So
weather
connected
is not
and
synced.
bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Let's see if we can force this. This weather is not synced at all. At all, at all. Okay, let's do it this way.
Just double check and explain that because you haven't got active sky open, it's still got the right choice, the meta.
Yeah, hold a second. It's the right file, but for some reason some Toolkit Pro either didn't update it or it's just not syncing.
Yeah.
That's interesting. See, this is why I'm worried about this when the altitude is
Hang
below
on,
somewhere.
what's your HPA or your barrow at the moment?
The barrow is 3027 according to the meter.
In that case, it's picking up some data from somewhere because that's not the default value.
Yeah. Skymatics, I didn't create it. It was created by either Sim Toolkit or Active Sky. Um, where's this weather thing?
Yeah, but Active Sky is not running, is it?
No, Sim Toolkit Pro is, and it uses the same file. Reconnect to explain. Anyway, okay, it will probably catch up somewhere. I'm not going to let that stop us now.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
So according to what I see here, this should be approximately the true value. Flight summary, let's see, 2181. Yeah, that's very close. That's about what it should be, 3002. Something's not syncing, something's not talking.
Well, explain at the moment, or shall we say, Active Sky. If I
Yeah.
do an ATIS check, it's showing 3027.
Well, well, this is exactly what I'm getting from the meter in Sim Toolkit Pro as well, but it's obviously not updating or not pushing the weather through for some reason, and this is what I don't know why. I don't know why it would do that.
Mind you, it was clear, but the ATIS now in Active Sky is showing a few clouds at 2005.
Um, Abhishek, you get the SL temperature from a
Operations complete.
calculator. I use
Set
TopCat.
parking brake.
So TopCat gives me the SEL temperature, but it actually also tells you when it's not
Disconnecting
supposed to
tow.
give you one, when
Stand
it's
by.
not authorized. And in this takeoff, it's not authorized to put in an SEL temperature. You need to use full capacity of whatever your system has given you. Um, yes, I'll talk to you guys about it just now. I actually want to ask your opinions as well, because I did send a
Tow
message
is
off to the
disconnected and
developer of
bypass
one of
10
these
has been removed.
programs.
Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
The only problem I have with the freeware one is it doesn't really work. So I've reached out to the developer and I need some answers. But I'll show you what I've got, and it is free. It's available on the org, but it doesn't work, so it's kind of pointless. But I am hoping he will fix it, and then it will be a very great add-on to the arsenal of utilities for any aircraft. Alright, there's our pin, so we're okay. Check our flaps. Those are all working. Right, flaps 5, green light at the top, and we've got our green light over here. Awesome. Right, so just to bring our little sim toolkit back up, if you guys have not seen this yet, feast your eyes on this. This is the map. This map supports iVeo, VATSIM, SimToolkit Pro itself. It also supports Pilot Edge. So we can actually enable Pilot Edge, and then you can see all the purple little aircraft are actually Pilot Edge guys that are flying right now. The blue ones will be SimToolkit Pro. I don't see anyone there. That's obviously me. We can enable VATSIM and iVeo. So VATSIM are the ones in green, and the ones in red is iVeo. Same goes for the ATC. So it's quite nifty. And then you also get this. If you zoom in far enough, it will actually give you all your taxiways and everything. So if you're flying online and that ATC starts barking at you, take Bravo, Golf, Sierra, you know, to get to your uh, departure. In this case, it will be Golf, Delta, dwelling point Delta. So yeah, you know, this is a neat way of watching yourself. So I'm fortunate I've got more than one screen, so I'm just pulling it to the side, and then I can taxi and watch where I'm going. Tony, are you still there?
I am.
If you have any suggestions about the weather, please tell me, because I'm kind of
Yeah,
at a loss.
The only difference between you and I don't use Active Sky.
Well, my active sky isn't active. It's dead. It's not in play.
Yeah. And the other thing, let me just bring up mine again.
Can't you
So,
refresh it on the slider?
I've done everything on that thing that I could possibly move. I've moved. And I mean, I've also, in Explain itself, I've literally disengaged the file and re-engaged it. I've done everything that my little mind told me that I can tickle. You know, I tickled every button and every
Can
slider.
Nico, just
can I just suggest one thing? You know the Active Sky plugin. Just disable that.
Okay, I hope I don't kill my freaking sim now.
Well, what I'm thinking is, it says it's not compatible with Active Sky. Although you haven't got Active Sky running, you've still got
The plugin.
that plugin connected.
Gotcha. Alright, so.
very, very quickly, Nico,
Yes,
open
yes.
up the toolkit weather settings again.
Yeah, I'm there.
Um, so for you, do you have real weather on, off, and also VATSIM weather? I'm wondering if you've got both conflicting.
Well, both are on, because the only thing that you get if you have VATSIM weather on is it's going to read from the VATSIM server instead of NOAA. Let's use VATSIM weather off. Let's tell it to actually get the weather from NOAA. Maybe the VATSIM server is down, that it's not pulling, you know, the correct information.
Can I make a suggestion to
Yeah.
put forward? Although
There we go. It's
you've
changed.
on
It's
the
changed.
weather,
It's
There
changed.
we go.
So,
There we go.
so it wasn't getting it from VATSIM. So once we put it onto NOAA, it's working. Sorry, McDrying. Go for it.
I was going to say on that real live weather page where you set your refresh rate, I was wondering whether you could get him to add a tab refresh now.
Yeah, if you look at the bottom of the toolkit, I'm not sure if you're going to see it, then I have to reconfigure. Hold on. I'm going to lift it for you. You see at the bottom there, it's got a little refresh. So if I click it, it starts counting down again. Obviously, it seems to be too close to do it. But I mean, if that thing goes to 1 hour, for instance, and I click it, it goes down to, 5 minutes. Now, It seems to be better, but it's still no cigar. It's close, but no cigar. According to the METAR, it's supposed to be 3027, and we're still at 3034. Gonna switch it off. So it's now off. Gonna kill that thing as well because it doesn't work. I'm gonna kill that thing as well. Then I'm just gonna switch it on. Because in my puny little mind, it's now going to download the data and then do something with it. Let's see. Gonna leave it as that. Let's taxi while we wait.
I must admit, one advantage of this Sim Toolkit Pro, which perhaps we hadn't appreciated, is even though you're not on any of the ATC, we can still track.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I mentioned it. It's awesome to see them. Also, this will alleviate you spawning on top of someone else. If you have the map, you can see where the guys are located at the airport, and you just go stand next to the previous guy instead of on top of him. You know, that whole mating ritual falls away if you use this map. Ora, you're
Does
welcome.
away, does away with incest.
That's a bit harsh. It does away with all kinds of fun now, yeah. All the swearing and um, funny things. Hey, jet noise. Fly with Ricky, if you're talking about how, all you do, like I showed earlier in the stream, you might have missed it, is you just enable the traffic on the map, and then you can see exactly where everybody is. So that's all you do. Just show everybody on the map and then go stand next to the other guy.
Yeah, and it's all done automagically.
Yeah.
The nice thing that we've all got preferences, so we all like using certain things. It's very modular, so if
Yeah.
there's something you don't want to use, you can turn it off at just a
Yep.
flick of a switch.
Yep. Press of a button. Ooh, Paul, I'm gonna drag you in now. I see you're back. Welcome back, Paul.
Thanks, I got kicked off there.
No worries. Just put the sound low enough the boss doesn't hear you. Fly with Ricky.
I'll tell you what, the update speed of Sim Toolkit Pro is pretty good as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Dan's the man.
Any updates, Nico, on Flight Plan X, the flight planner that you use, integration?
No, there's no updates yet. He said he's working on it. Last time that I spoke to him a couple of days ago, a long time ago, in his world, it's a long time ago. He said he still needs to get his hands on a copy of PFPX. So he obviously needs to buy it and then get it installed, figure it out, and then get the integration done.
Approaching 0.
I don't want to be funny, but the wind, I can feel the wind on this aircraft. Even though it doesn't register anything, it feels weird to taxi. Otherwise, I don't know, maybe I'm just silly, but it feels like I'm continuously having to battle the wind. So I'm battling something to taxi here. Can't keep it straight.
You haven't been drinking, have you?
No. Thank you, Fly with Ricky, and enjoy whatever you do. Bye bye.
It can't be some kind of historic weather that you've been using to do research
Negative.
with.
No, negative.
No.
Active
No.
sky is not open. There is nothing else influencing this. Oh, look there. Look. It's now updated. There you go. Now it's there.
Refreshed.
So the question, first of all, we've now discovered the VATSIM wasn't feeding, okay? And then the second one is we just had to refresh it enough times to get it to work. So the answer. There you go. Now it's there. Now it's
Happy
talking.
days.
Yo.
I do like these glitches because it's extra stuff that we learn. When
Yeah.
your streams go too smoothly, it can be a little bit annoying because it all goes wrong for everybody else apart from you.
Yeah, I know.
And we got nothing to talk about. No drama.
Yeah. Well, now you've got a little bit. So there's something we all work together on and fix it and talk about it. I'm happy. All right, everything there is done. Terrain radar, weather radar, and I was supposed to have this on a long time ago, but anyway, now it is on. Let's go.
Oh, I am just realising something. It's
Approaching
preempting.
0,
I
1,
don't know
5.
how often it updates the data on the live mappers. This sim kit.
No,
But
it's
you've gone wandering off into the distance at the moment.
I don't know. Yeah, I can't answer that. Don't know.
Approach on runway 0.
Are you
1, right.
you looking at it, Paul?
Was that for me?
Yeah, I said, are you looking at it in the live mappers?
Negative.
Oh, okay.
80 knots.
I don't hear the nose wheel lifting again. And lift it a little bit there. What the hell? No, don't bomb. No. There goes XP. Something crashed. Oh,
What?
oh. Something crashed.
Well, that's me wishing for bloody glitches for you, isn't it?
No, Paul
Yeah.
came back again, didn't he? Why did you come back, Paul?
Sorry, guys.
It's the Zibo update, auto
Yes,
updating.
yeah. Update if you're going to reboot, Nico.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna update the Zibo. I am just waiting for it to get off my screen. What you guys see and what I see are two different things. I cannot see that screen, so I cannot click on that go away. So I'm gonna just force X system to close now.
According to the live map, you're still rolling down the runway.
Damn it. Okay, don't go anywhere, guys. Don't go anywhere. We're just gonna quickly update the Zibo, and then we're gonna hit it again. This X
I
system.
reckon you secretly hit RTX.
No,
I think he did, Mac. He wanted to do the update, and this was his way of doing it.
no, Uncle John. That hard up, I'm really not. But what is now bugging me is I still have my X-plane on my screen. Believe it or not, you don't see it anymore.
Because Nico has special powers.
Yeah.
We know that.
I can't see
It,
explain anywhere in this task manager. It's not here. I killed it. Oh, there we go. There it's hiding. Another instance. No, we don't want to reconnect. Okay, I don't know whether it's some toolkit that was using Java. There is something using Java. Open JDK platform binary. Let's just. Yeah, okay, I know what it is. Okay. This is also something that I can take a screenshot of and save it. Okay, so while we are talking about it, let me show you this thing. And then I'll update the Zibo and then we get going again. All right, so somebody here was asking about a freeware calculator to work out the takeoff and landing calculations. So APSoft Airplane Toolbox is widely regarded as a good thing, but it doesn't work. Okay, take it from me, it doesn't work. I've sent a message to the developer and I'm waiting for his response. I am hoping that he will fix it, that it's actually, that it becomes usable because it's freeware and it appears to have everything we need to do our takeoff calculations. And this thing is reported as being a very high power consumption product running on my system. So let's get my task manager back up now. And then I just want to have a look, see. There's no more explain and there's no more something crying. So that's fine. All right. So while we are here, other question is, I'm not sure how many of you have actually seen the Zibo updater, so I'm going to show you how the Zibo updater works as well. And I'm hoping that explain closed properly and that it will actually do the update for us, because if explain holds on to the files, the updater will not update the files for us. But let's have a look see.
See what you mean about being slow, Nick, huh? God,
It's
that's mega
very
slow.
slow. Very slow. This is nothing. Over the weekend when I did the updates, it took like half an hour to do this download. We're talking about the 4 megabyte file. It's not even worth mentioning. Log.
oh yeah, I saw what you meant about Google having their own fiber cable out of South Africa.
You are now free to move about the country.
Mctrank, please say again.
You know your C cable,
Yes.
Google have got their own cable that goes all the way from the South Africa all the way,
Okay. All the way up to
which
where? New York or what?
uh no, well, all the way up to Europe and
To
then
Europe. Okay.
presumably, but they've got their own pipe. That's what I was on about,
Yeah.
which is why your YouTube is
Perfect.
working well.
All right. Okay. So I've got the love cars working. Everything else seems to be working. Then the other thing is I'm going to quickly start up my X organizer and quickly kill the active sky plugin so it doesn't interfere with the other weather engine. Remember I said to you, I hope it doesn't crash my system.
Prove it.
No, you can't. There's so many errors in my log text file. Whatever went wrong, I skipped through it. There's like 3 pages of errors. Don't know what happened. I'm not going to bother with it now. It's irrelevant. It will not happen again. So we're going to say quite that one. And not sure. Oh, there's the connector. That's the one we're looking for. All right, so active sky is disabled. Bye bye. Let me take a sip of the cool drink quickly. Hello, Bitrip. Sorry, guys, my explain is going to take 3 or 4 minutes to load up. I've also just got a black screen, so that's why you're not seeing anything. I suppose I need to end my flight and start it again in the sim toolkit, eh? Bitrip, you've only just joined us, so just a quick note. We are just waiting for explain to restart because we got a crash to desktop, so we should be up and running in the next 3-4 minutes. Yeah, thanks. Thank you for that. There we go. Some life has come back. I'm going to take a shortcut. I'm going to start right there on that runway. As I'm not flying online, I'm not bothered. So just to save time and all, I'm just going to put up right there. Thanks, Jet Noise. I used to own the Iblasoft EFP version 1, and I couldn't live without it. It was, part of my arsenal, and I grew up with it in the flight sim world. And um, when I moved to X-Plane, I obviously couldn't use it. I still kept on using it in P3D. I think I did. No, that's a good question. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So the fact of the matter is, it eventually got phased out because I spent more time in X-Plane than P3D. I mean, I really don't fly P3D that much. There's apart from my A to A simulation aircraft, nothing that draws me back. Not even the NGXU. It just doesn't do it for me. So I spent my time here, and so then I just decided I'm not going to buy it. So between PFPX and the Navigraph app, which then runs separately, and because I've got more than one screen, it's easy enough, or it was easy enough to switch between them. And then obviously some toolkit came my way, and it does everything I wanted to do, and Dan has added things I needed him to add, and he's looking at adding more things I've given him to look at. So I'm happy with that. I don't have any need for the Ivlasoft EFB at this point in time. I'm sure there's one now, but there wasn't one. There definitely was not one. We couldn't use it, so it fell away by the wayside, unfortunately. And with SimToolkit being free versus 60 or 70 or $100 or whatever that thing cost, I don't have an idea what it costs. I might as well stick with SimToolkit Pro. Right, so I just want to wait until my hard drive light settles, and then we'll get into the Zibo and get going. Then somebody mentioned it here on Discord. We've each got our own thing. I think it was Tony earlier. We're used to using our own tools. Hold a second. Right, my son just had to ask me something, so let's quickly switch over. Yeah, it's to allow the Zibo enough time to load properly. But Rip, I've explained it 1,000,000,000 times already. It's just to buy time for the XLUA scripts to load properly in the Zibo, that's all. The last thing you want is for one of those scripts to bomb out while you're doing something with a Zibo, and then people say, oh, it's a bug, it's a bug. But the fact of the matter is the script just bombed. It's not a bug, it was just not loaded properly or didn't kick in properly. So that's why we do the Cessna first. And there's another bunch of guys, they like loading the 747 first. I don't know who came up with that. It wasn't something the Zibo team said. But somebody obviously didn't like starting the Cessna 172, and he started the 747, and now it's being preached as gospel as well. So anyway, the fact of the matter is you can use any aircraft, default aircraft at least, just for the loading times, just to get something loaded, and then once hard drive stops spinning, you move over to the Zibo, and then you are guaranteed 99.9% of the time not to have a Zibo problem at least. Right, so let's quickly set our weights and our payloads and everything again and get going. 17. You guys on Discord, are you still awake?
Well, I am.
Just about. I
Okay.
As
may
soon
have
as
to
you're
go.
fired up, Nico, just confirm the weather input.
What do you mean the weather input that it's working? We'll
Yes,
see
sir.
now. We'll see now when the power comes up. Right, we don't need any of these things. We don't need the fuel. Everything is loaded.
I'm gonna have to leave you for a
On
while,
runway,
Nico.
0,
That's
I've got to
1,
fine.
take the
right,
headset off.
flaps,
If
flaps.
you want to ask me a question to go looking into something, I'm gonna lay on the bed and listen to.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Have a good rest, eh?
He's gone.
Okay. I'm in a hurry. Need to get this thing off the ground here. Jet noise, it is all about the load that is on your PC versus the strength of the PC. If you have enough resources, if you have enough power in your PC, and if you don't overload it with a bunch of software and plugins and stuff, you never have to preload any aircraft before the Zibo. In my instance, I've got 6 terabytes worth of autos I load. I've got a small house
On
full of
runway,
plugins.
0,
I've
1,
got the
right.
weather.
On
I've got so
runway,
many
0,
things that
1,
load up.
right.
And when the Zibo has to compete with all those things, and you have a potato PC, and mine isn't really, but I mean, it's an i7 7700K PC, etc., etc. The fact of the matter is, you drown the loading of the Zibo scripts, and that causes problems for some people. And like you said, other guys don't have the need for it because they've got bigger systems with less stuff to load in the beginning, so then it's not a factor.
I don't really understand these things, but is that because the Zibo itself is a plugin?
Yes, the Zibo itself is not an aircraft, it's a mod. It's a basic a plugin, if you want to call it that, to the default 737. And so what happens is exactly what I said. Now it fights for time to load itself. And if you drown it out, it breaks. It doesn't work. Let's get this.
Some of us are just fortunate.
Yeah, some are fortunate and have really large systems, and they don't overload things like Jet Noise said. It doesn't overload, so that's what you get. Then it works. But if you're like me and you love all the eye candy and all the nice plugins and all, you've got to make time for everything to load.
Captain Hudson on the fasten seatbelt sign. We do ask that all passengers take your seat out this time and please fasten your seatbelt.
Not sure if that'll take. I haven't aligned the IRSs
Just
yet.
as a reminder, we cannot leave the gate until carrying items are properly put away. All overhead bins are closed and all passengers are seated.
Okay, let's go.
On runway, 0, 1, right. On runway, 0, 1, right.
Right, that actually checked out earlier. I'm not going to check it now. Zero fuel weight, let's just check all those things. 60.7, 4 points. Yeah, that's close enough. Reserves was, I think, 1.8. Point 1. 24 and 6. Cost index will be 40.
Dan,
Right.
I need to go.
That's fine, Hakan. Enjoy yourself.
See you later all. Bye bye.
Bye bye, Hakan.
Bye, Arkin.
Hmm? Did I miss something? Why is it not taking the CG? I missed something somewhere. Oh, hang on. This is the new version. It might be that Zibo's back to actually wanting us to put that in, so that's not a problem. We will just go fetch it.
On runway 01 right. On runway 01 right.
Fail CG 25.6.
So he's took the option back out.
Looks like it.
Good.
Yeah, I prefer it that way. That's 14, and this time we can actually do LNAV now. We've got the auto brakes. And the weather is updated, Uncle John. It's working perfectly.
Thank you.
No worries.
I'm going to try it on my next flight.
Yeah, just don't start active sky and use your X organizer to disable that little plugin.
I've already done it.
Okay. Lucian, which splash screen are you talking about when X-Plane starts up and I've got another different photo in there? I think that's what you mean. I'll show you how that works when we are in the air. I just desperately want to do this flight tonight, and so I just want to get in the air quickly. Right, okay, so that's up, that's up. Trim air, all of you are done. Get the engines going.
Good evening to you, sir.
Hello, Dimitri. Hope you are well. That.
Flight attendant spare for takeoff, please.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Flaps are important.
Alright, got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
Thank you, lady. Right, let's get the clock going. I think that's about it. If I missed something in my haste, you all know why I did, so don't hang me out into the cold and to dry out. So quickly check this, guys. Okay, they're all good. Let's go.
Well, if you die this time, Paul can run fast enough.
Oh, John, you're a devil.
Oh, you know what I forgot? Check this. Remove the chocks. Those bloody chocks are strong. They don't make you move even at full power. They will never let you move.
80 knots.
I'm interested about that wheel.
That's lifted. That's why I'm pushing the nose wheel forward.
So we still have a problem with that.
Yeah, it's a small price to pay.
$400. 1,000.
Oh yeah, Dimitri, that's awesome. I do it sometimes as well. So same benefits.
Yes, southwest. Waste.
Yes, southwest virtual. Let's see if it's actually picked up on the flight. Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like it's logging. Yay!
But of course.
I only see the spelling now.
Oh, the penny's dropped, has it?
Yeah. No, flying southwest. But I didn't read the whole freaking thing letter by letter. Now I check the spelling. Yeah.
Oh, is
Okay.
that it?
Okay. Whew, we never switched on our lights. See, I did forget something. Look at this auto. Isn't this beautiful? There's a cop car. I wonder who he's chasing. See there by the mouse, it's a cop car. He's chasing somebody.
DIY.
Amazing how the draw distance affects those buildings there. They're just gone. I hope they come back. They will obviously as we come closer, but I hope they come back for a nice screenshot. Really didn't know. Didn't know that. Oh, now we've got clouds. Earlier we didn't have clouds. Look, Uncle John, it's using the same textures that we normally use for active sky, but it's obviously just a different weather engine.
Well, that's answered my question. Thank you.
Yeah.
So we still got Vivid in there.
Yeah, we haven't changed anything else. You just, there's two things you do. You don't start active sky, and you go into the weather settings of the sim toolkit and you just switch it on. Don't use the VATSIM weather one, that seems to be broken right now. It's not the sim toolkit issue, this appears to be a VATSIM thing.
Okay.
Dimitri, it's my own authors. Those things never came back for a nice screenshot. Oh well, at least we've got good frames. So after that waypoint, we'll start climbing a little bit again. And it's gonna hold us, and then it's gonna climb. After that one seems free. No, after the next one. After that one, we'll climb properly.
These are 17, aren't they, Nico?
Yeah, sim level 17. This. Now you ask me. If it's not Bing, it's ArcGIS. It's one of them. I can't tell you exactly. I'm not sure. Either one of them. It's nice with a cloud passing by.
I just want moving clouds on the ground.
Yeah, when you look up, you want to check them move.
What refresh time have you got for your clouds? 15 minutes.
Yeah. In actual fact, in this one, in this Toolkit Pro, it's 5 minutes, Uncle John.
Yeah, but you can vary it.
Yeah, you can. It's got a slider. Dimitri, I didn't correct anything. It was just the luck of the draw of this batch that I made that it actually didn't look too bad. Chronic, according to the press release that Laminar Research did last week sometime, that's the next big thing. So I'm not sure if it's going to coincide with the 11.50 and Vulcan, or if it will be the very next project, but that's how close it is. So don't lose heart, it's not that far off. Remember, they now have competition with Flight Sim 2020. So the guys are really going to have to come to the party there. Really? So it's not updating. Let's have a look, see. Hold on. Let's refresh that.
Try the fixed phase option, Nico.
Where's a fixed phase? Where's that? Tell me where to
If
go.
you hang on. That's right, my ZX81's running. It feels like it's a ZX81. So
Got it, got it. Hello, Christer. There we go, fixed. At the bottom, I just clicked on the refresh to basically reconnect to explain. No, Tony.
Yeah.
Yes, Christer, all is well. I hope you are doing well as well. Awesome. That's good news. It's not a long flight, so I think what I'll do is the moment we hit top of climb, I'm going to start the descent preparations. While that is running and still climbing, let's have a look at our charts and things. Alright, so here's hoping that it will work. We've got the ILS frequency, we've got the course. We are going to climb to 3000 in the mist approach. Our intercept altitude for the ILS is 2200 and the minimum decision altitude is 255 feet. Right, visibility is not a problem. Yeah, that's about it. So I must just keep this open on the one side, make sure I've got the detail when I need them. And then what we will do is I will show you guys how I use the web FMC from here just to get the rest of the information back into the Zibo when we go to our forecast page and things. I'm so glad that is in here. Really, really nice touch.
I think the package itself is incredible.
I want to say something, but I don't want anybody to see it as criticism. It's not any way, shape or form criticism. But I just would have liked the flow to be a little bit easier. I'm still working on that little spreadsheet, and once we do training on this, I'll share the spreadsheet with you. But if it started with step 1 and ended with step 10, it would have been easier to get going with it, you know, but now you've got to go step 1, 3, 5, 2, 7, 9, 8.
Have you not had any conversation with Dan with regards to that?
No, I haven't. You know, because it's a personal thing for me, you know, I don't want to make it sound like I'm complaining. We'll get there.
It's not coming across as that, but I would imagine what you're saying, in fact, would benefit everybody.
It would, because I mean, the way that it's laid out right now is something that you have to now learn. Whereas if you just had a normal flow, like you would do normal flight planning, you know, starting with step 1, ending with step 10, it just would have been easier.
Maybe I'll have a word with Dan and see what he thinks.
Yeah, let me speak to him because I've obviously got flows that I'm working with, so we don't want to get different flows into his head now, and make him spin one way and then we want him to go another way again. Or you and I need to finalize the flows first and then you speak to him.
Okay.
I'll show you what I mean. Let me just give you an example. Right, so the first thing you need to know when you do flight planning is the weather. There's no ways about it. You have to know the weather. All right, so if you come to the flight tab now, you're skipping home, you're skipping the map, you're going to the third icon, then you go to your wind calculator. All right, and then you have to figure out what the weather is doing. So KSNA. And then you've got to fiddle with the runways. I know we can only land there. So there it shows us we're going to land with a insignificant 0 wind speed from behind. So it's just the way it depicts it. So in my mind, this should be one of the first things that you need to do if you work top to bottom. You understand? The second thing you need to do is, and there's no ways of turning this around, I suppose. The next thing that I usually do is I go and start by just adding the departure and the destination airports, and then I read up, the SOPs of the airport, because you need to know which runways are in use, why, when, these kind of things. But that's a secondary thing, and then you get into flight planning first, and then flight summary. So this is why I say it's a personal thing. It's about the flows, and there's now things I've skipped because I'm just giving you an example. But there's a hell of a lot of things that you need to know before you can actually go to flight planning, and actually go and fiddle with this. That's all I'm saying. All I'm trying to convey. That I think there's got to be a way of streamlining the menu a little bit.
Yeah. It's in the map view.
Okay, let me read my comments again.
Should have left that on screen again.
Yeah, I saw it somewhere. It's somewhere.
Under options.
Yeah, I see. Satellite. There you go. So you click on options over there, and then you go to all of these settings. Thank you, Tony. Thanks, Norman.
One thing that niggles me at the moment, I've spoken to Dan about it, is if you open up your charts or your web FMC, the placement of it then completely obliterates your menu options on the right. So that would be better placed elsewhere.
Yeah. That's also important. Thank you, Petra. Much appreciated.
Thank you kindly, sir.
Yeah, very kindly, very much. All right, so top of descent. Let's get back into my flows.
You still got your little zombie, Nico.
It changes between YouTube and Twitch. On Twitch, it's now sorted properly. On YouTube, I have to now go redo everything. So some of it works, some of it don't work. And then also there's a difference between super chat and ordinary chat. And that was also another thing I still have to figure out. No, Dimitri, I don't have the payware. This is a version of 2, 3, 4 years ago that I found on the org. The link is in the notes below the video. If you click on show more, you can follow the link and see which one I actually have. Before we do that, let's just quickly set this thing down because we're going to waste time now. So we need to be at 2200 according to the data we had earlier. So we'll let the Zibo then descend itself. While we are going to look at this, if we look at where we are from and where we are going to, so at this point we've got 3.2 tons, we are going to have 2.8 tons, so that's 400 kilograms we need to get rid of. So we are now looking at 63.5, which we're going to put in there. That gives us our landing VREF. Then we're going to go to the descent page. Forecast 18,000 feet is transition level. We're going to leave that. Then we're going to scroll down to the winds quickly. So we're going to take 20, 1, 2, 3, and that's just the way I count, guys. Let me rather count the other way, because I confused somebody the other day. It took me 5 minutes to explain how I count. So 3, that's 1, 5, 1, 5, 0, 0, 0, and 100. 10. There you go. 10,000. Right, then we go 3, 1, 1 at 16. And we go 3, 3, 8 at 13. And 3, 5, 7 at 11. Alright, then on this side we have the ISA deviation is 3 degrees. So that one over there. And then we've got the runway heading. We don't need the QNH is the other one we need, or the altimeter if we're talking American. So it's 3016 /30.16, and then we can execute it and go to the progress page again. Alright, what are you guys saying? Awesome, Aura. I'm glad you're learning. I'm glad I can show you something. Yeah, we also appreciate you. I must tell you something. I appreciate all my friends. Yeah, you are all very dear to me, and you know, some are closer than others, obviously. But man, I appreciate you guys. Norman, no, I have no idea how to resize this one. No idea. No idea, no idea. If you find out, you can teach me. Right, so that takes care of all of those things. I'm quickly going to keep this off screen, but I'm going to just check my minimums again. In actual fact, let's just do it together. Why not? So minimums will be, well, the decision altitude is 255. We've got that already, and then we just need to check that. We can do that from the FNC. 3016. On the altimeter, 255 on decision height. Right, okay, so that takes care of our primary flight display. Then let's go grab this from here. So the ILS frequency is 108.30 on 183 degrees. Degrees. Where are we with our actual heading? Let's get it in the correct place. Alright, and the frequency is 108.30. 10830. Still desert. Alright, well, we've started the descent. That's fantastic. You see, that's why I always put the MCP altitude, that one, sorry, pointing in all different directions. Well, I always put that one on first because that gives us advised time to actually then go through the whole setup that we have here. Yeah, Christer, I like this view. Orthos is obviously making it look super spectacular as well. Much better than default. Wow. Nice photo, that one. Lucian, no. No, my PC isn't strong enough for XEnviro. My VGA card is sorely lacking in resources. Normand, I'm just thinking out loud. You know what that guy could have done to make the web FMC bigger is he could have run it from a browser, because if it's in a browser you can resize it, but then it wasn't in the sim toolkit pro. I'm just thinking out loud, not sure. That's the way I would do it if I want to increase the size.
Altimeter setting.
That is true, but it is an option. Yeah, I also disable it when I recall and remember to do it, but in this model I haven't actually gone and disabled the reflections. Cool. Maybe we can see what he did. So I presume that on the right hand side is Palm Springs. I think that should be Palm Springs there. Looks about right if I look at the mountain shape there. I love it when the aircraft steps down like this. See, there is another top of descent coming up now. So it keeps you at your 14,000, lets you cross over these massive big mountains and then drops again. Awesome. And there's another one coming shortly. Yeah, you need to breathe into the mic every 5 minutes, eh?
I do try to remember that, but sometimes it doesn't kick me off for 10 minutes, and
Okay.
sometimes it seems to be 2 minutes. It's a bit odd, but
That's
yes,
terrible.
I shall snort down it like a bull.
Even Discord knows your notoriety. What is it? Notoriety?
Notoriety, yeah.
Who got it?
Christer, the economic way to descent is via VNAV. VNAV works out the best descent path for you. That's the only way to do it properly. If you start fiddling with vertical speed and altitude interventions and level change and all these things, that's not the best way of doing it. The best economical way to descent is through the VNAV path. So let VNAV do it like I'm doing it. Let's let it ride. Yeah, Chronic,
Okay.
those reflections are not nice. It kind of breaks the illusion. But it's so simple to remove them. It's just one little figure in a text file that you need to change. The thing is just to remember to do it, and honestly, I don't remember.
No, I've done it, but I can't find the file anymore. I should have saved it.
Exactly. Set 1 to 0, and that's it.
Yeah, but which file? What
Yeah.
line?
I'll have to go read up on it again. I've got it somewhere here. Let me see if I can find it for you guys.
I think I've seen it on the pilots group somewhere.
Yeah, we've had it all over. It's been published a few times. Right, here's the recipe. Right, so here you go. What you do is you go to your aircraft, which will be the Zibo. Okay. Then you go to the objects and then the cabin folder. Inside there is a file called 737 glasinterior.obj. Now you have to use something like this program. This is Note++. You can't do it in Notepad, all right? You need a proper text editor. Okay, so then you open it, and then you see a line called Global Specular 1.0, and all you do is you change the 1 to a 0. Save the file and go fly, and then the reflections are gone.
Can you post that somewhere in the code, please?
Yeah, I'll give you a copy.
Does the option in the tablet not achieve the same thing, Nico?
No, the option in the tablet is for your cockpit. It's not for the cabin.
Ah, cabin, thank you.
Schematics chat, Uncle John.
Thank you kindly.
You're welcome, Chronic. All you need to do is go back and save or pause the video at that point just to get all the detail. But it's easy. It's easy. Right, I'm definitely going to use Auto Brake 3. Oh, look at that. That's pretty. Oh yes, very nicely. this view. Wow. Right, I've put away that speed brake for now. Stood us nicely from that little high peak over there. I'm just making it a bit wider turn than that shallow one.
Ah, the prediction game.
Mm. Did it actually ask you guys the question already? I missed that if it did.
I think I saw it on the corner of the stream, but not in the chat.
Chat, okay. Interesting. Okay. Well, I hope it works. It's a bit of a concern that it didn't show up in the chat. Hmm.
Yes, but it did show up where the chat appears on the stream,
Understand.
which is interesting. Interesting.
Other thing is it's not talking back because when it registers the prediction, it's supposed to tell you your name and that it's registered. It's yeah. We'll see now. Yeah, I might slam it down because it's a short runway and you have to get it in the box, otherwise you don't stop. So, and then I have to make sure that my reverse thrusters actually do engage, otherwise we end up in the sea, not in a pub this time. Gonna take the pub with us into the sea.
Where was the pub incident?
Inverness. Was it Inverness? It was in the Faroe Islands anyway. That made McTrying's day, and now I'm sitting chatting and I'm not following my own freaking vectors. Now I'm glad I made it a wide turn. Now we're gonna have to go back. Ooh. Now I'm seeing what Cody's also talking about. Okay. Oh, we shall do what we need to do.
What was Cody talking about?
ILS on this runway doesn't work.
Oh.
Look at where the localizer is. It's supposed to be on the other side. So, I'll have to do a manual landing then. You talk about extra stress and pressure. Check this, boys. I'll do the landing if someone else picks up the drinks afterwards.
Does that mean I got to put my hand in my pocket again?
No, you don't have to. Someone else can.
I wonder if I can revise my prediction then.
Oh, I don't know. Not sure. Now, I'm going to bring down our minimums.
I don't see why not, Paul. At the end of the day, he hasn't landed yet.
Yeah. Right, well, we'll follow the RNAV path down then, because that seems to be taking, and gear down flaps 15. So we've just made ourselves into an RNAV follower instead of an ILS follower, so that's definitely broken. Check the haze all of a sudden. There's this big sea next to the land here. Lovely. Let's get some action over here as well. You don't have to come. Christer, the ILS is broken on this runway. There was a discussion on the forum about it already. We are aware of this runway actually, and this is the first time I'm actually flying it, and then I recalled that we had the discussion. It is on the forum already. Oh, you are moved. I predict go around. No, I want to go sleep. I'm tired.
Probably will.
Paul, you're out of order, lad.
Well, we've had a sudden fog incident before. Don't forget.
Yeah.
All you're doing is confirming that you're an absolute. What are you?
1,000 feet stabilized, Mr. Bridge.
This is a child-friendly show. We don't want to be swearing.
Yeah, please. Well, there's the runway. If the fog holds, I can do this.
Approaching 20 left.
Let's just match our throttles, get rid of this boy, and then get our hands on these sticks. This RNAV really holds well. Awesome. Now the thing with RNAV is if you don't disconnect your autopilot now, it's going to...
Goes mad.
Yeah, no, it goes into go around mode. Toga.
Minimums.
This is the first time I'm landing at this airport in my life with a Boeing. I've done it with GA, but never with a Boeing.
This is why Paul thought you were going to do a go round.
Whoa! Yeah, there we go.
Positive rate.
Gear up.
You're a walking disaster, Paul.
Oh, fabulous. I think I win that bet.
400.
Yeah, he never fails, does he?
1,000.
That was a bloody hard landing. What the hell is this thing doing? I take my eye off the ball for 1 second to see the text, and then this thing wants to stall. Oh? Huh? What the hell happened to me? I'll have to rewatch that video again to see what happened there.
Positive rate.
What the hell?
I'm not calling him Paul anymore. Sir Jinx, I'm going to call him.
Yeah.
Wow, sorry guys.
Don't worry, don't worry. Don't worry, don't worry. This is all part of the deal. We can't
Positive
go into
rate.
V&E. Hi Flyer, you were in the channel. Why did you leave? I don't get that. Why did you leave?
Maybe he didn't blow down the microphone like I didn't.
Probably.
Evening, lads.
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Positive rate.
I seen the bad go around there, and then on the go round you stopped.
Positive rate.
Yeah, I don't know why. I took my eyes off the screen, so I don't know what happened. There's a logical explanation. I did something
Positive
wrong.
rate.
That's the first logic in the whole conversation. But whatever I did, obviously, just created a bit of a problem for me. So let's get back on some or other track over here. Right, so let's get this silly Billy
1,000 to go.
back on some form of a track. Krista, there are 2 runways. The one on the one side is very short and very narrow, and the one on the other side is the correct runway. So, you know, just it's one of those things. I might have taken the wrong runway. That is a good point. Let me go have a look at the chart.
I think there's a strong possibility of that.
I did take the wrong one. I took the one for the Cessnas. I needed to go 20 right. Hello, vertical. Andrew, you're just in time to laugh with me.
Well,
Okay.
you did say that you'd only done it GA before now,
Yeah.
so muscle memory. Muscle
Yeah,
memory.
You see. Just to put you guys in the picture, have a look here. Come on, come up. So, I went for the short one. I had my bearings the wrong way around. I actually thought I was on that runway, but I wasn't. Oops. Oops. Imagine I did land it there. Imagine that.
It would have been a miracle.
Well, it would have been amazing. I mean, beyond the realms of all possibility. Or is that just ridiculous?
Yeah, I don't think you'll be able to put it down there. It's just way too short.
He clearly was not listening to ATC, he was screaming down their mic.
I claim radio failure. I was not on his frequency. My radio did not pick him up. I heard nothing.
You can imagine the conversation, can't you? Look at this bloody idiot.
Well, these South Africans, they come here to the US and then they want to fly here. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. Some vectoring required over here, that's for sure. Well, it's at least we got a bit of a laugh. McTrying will like this video tomorrow. Enjoy McTrying.
He's probably still listening.
Probably. Yeah, Lucian, I know. Something is dinging. What the hell is dinging? Oh, using reserve fuel. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we heard you.
So the original plan was an ILS, but that doesn't work. So
Yes.
what was the backup plan that you
The
used?
backup was RNAV, and clearly it took me to the wrong runway as well. So, oh man. Yeah, I see. It's telling me it's using reserve fuel, so I click it, but it
Positive
just
rate.
comes back. So we'll just leave it.
And was the course setting correct?
Yeah. Course was correct. I get to my index and just go to perp. Just make that. Thank you, Chronic.
Positive rate.
Yeah, you too.
Positive rate.
Okay, the moment I can see that airport,
Positive rate.
I'm gonna take it by antenna again.
Thousand to go.
Hello, Itmer. Yeah, kind of exciting. Wow.
You happy about which runway you're going to take this time?
Yeah.
Bank angle.
Whatever. It's your fault. Your mistake, not mine.
1,000 to go. Feet stabilized, Mr. Perch, altitude set.
Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain.
Positive rate.
Okay, I don't want to be funny, but this time I don't see these runways. I swear I don't see them.
You've got a few miles yet, I think, haven't you?
2.5. I'm about flying like a cowboy now.
Approaching 20 left.
There's the runways.
Positive rate.
There we have them. So count yourself lucky you're in a aerobatics display team this evening.
Yeah, where's the smoke?
Give him a sec. He'll soon give it you.
Approaching 20 right.
Thought you loved me. Oh, but you don't want to take those electrical pylons with us, right? Now that I see this runway, I was so focused on the other one, I honestly thought I was on the big one. But anyway, it's fine. It's fine.
Thank God for that.
You're sweating, Uncle John.
My palms are wringing wet.
Oh, we made it. We made it.
That was a good shot.
Finally on land. Yay. No, guys, when you get out, I want to watch each and every one of you go down on your knees and kiss the ground, okay?
Happily, happily. 358, it says, and no guesses.
Krister, because I was hand flying, I was not worried about 196, my friend. That's all. I was supposed to have it differently and all those things, but also, like I said, there is a discrepancy. There is a problem with this ILS. So we've hit a couple of birds with one stone here by flying this approach, and then I mean, I
Can't
can
blame
see.
your tools.
No, I can see what the issue is. So fair enough. I just don't know if this is something that Zibo should fix or Laminar should fix. That's the next question. I don't know who's responsible. We'll have to ask somebody higher up in the food chain with more bigger salary or something, you know.
I'm leaning towards explain.
Yeah. Yeah, well, on the screen it actually now tells us 183 as well. So there's a whole bunch of things that went wrong tonight, and at least you got some entertainment for it. So
Fabulous stream. Loved that and learned stuff again. So thank you.
I'm glad.
Approaching 2 right.
Speak for yourself. I did.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Where's the nearest toilet?
Well, there's one in the front and one in the back. You can go now.
Yeah, but my clean pants are in my suitcase and that's in the hole.
Sorry, Uncle John. Anyway, okay, let's just stop here. Let's just stop here. Hold on. Let's check this. You stupid.
Where are we going? Back to the first one?
Yes, I want to check this. I want to check this bounce.
What was the runway length? Less than 3,000?
2,887.
So you were trying to be a magician today?
Oh, well, this new Cessna Zibo, you know, somebody's got to test fly it.
I mean, look at it. You can see the bloody end of it.
Shut up, man. Shut up. I was concentrating so much, it didn't calculate, didn't compute. And that's where I noticed, oops, there's a problem. Let's go, let's go, let's go. It's not the right one. Norman.
Oh, God.
Norman, I got new glasses and they're absolutely worthless. I've returned them once already and they tried to make a new pair and they messed up again. So you can't trust these people. I'll have to find a new optometrist to get me better ones. Yeah. I told you, we're part of an aerobatics display team. We were just doing a touch and go there and so on, you know.
Only thing is, you would never do a touch and go on a runway that long.
Well, for demonstration purposes, why not? You know, you're not going to stop. It was just to thrill the ladies there in the terminal, you know. They're all looking at this cowboy.
Guys in ATC want to speak to you anyway.
Is it okay? Guys or the ladies? Are you sure it's not the ladies that want my autograph now?
Negative, it's the blokes. And
Uh,
there's one guy there not particularly very happy, I can tell you.
I'll take him a bottle of Johnny Walker. Don't worry. We'll keep walking. I'll take that. Thank you, Itmer. Yeah, not bad. Safely on the ground.
That looked fairly excellent to me.
Yeah. Well, what a night, eh, guys? What a night.
Computer crashed, updates,
Yeah.
go around, marvelous stuff.
Yeah, love it, man. Love it. Thank you, Zibo, and thank you, Twixter. This was awesome. Excellent. Thank you, Bitrip. Thank you, Lucian. From your lips to God's ears, my friend. Yeah.
Only because you were right, Paul.
Yeah, excellent. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It gave me a good ending to my day. By the way, guys, I did edit this airport on my own just to get rid of all the static aircraft, and there was a bit of a bump there in the taxiway that I flattened because of the orthos that I use. So if mine looks a bit different, if you guys went and downloaded from that link in the description below the video, you'll see yours will look a little bit different. It's just because I don't like static aircraft, and this is one of the airports that actually allowed me to get rid of them, so I whacked them, and then I just put in the little flatten there. Alright, brakes on, and let's get our chocks and things ready. Okay, set. APU on the bus. Yeah, Joe, you need to watch the last 20 minutes, man. That was the whole fun of the whole flight. Welcome, by the way.
Yes, 2 landings for the price of 1. And a short tutorial on weather engine management, which was great.
Yeah. Right. Actually, now we can still leave on. That's not a problem. And that takes care of so many
Then we
things
can
for
file
us.
it.
Sorry, Uncle John?
Have you got to file it?
What, the flight plan? No, 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 no. I'll have to do this flight again for the VA because after that bounce, they will never accept it. So
Okay.
I just cancelled it. Yes, Norman. Well, Krista, the stream is not going anywhere. I'm definitely going to leave it up so you guys can come back and watch it anytime. Yeah, the toolkit education and stuff. I'm glad I can also share that with you. Right, so there's now something I want to do, something that might be silly or not, but what I did with the previous stream is I clicked on edit flight and I then came back. So it then threw away my log. I want to see if it does it again. Yeah, let's see if we go back to flight summary. Okay, now it didn't throw it away. I mentioned it to Dan and he said to me, no, there's no way. It shouldn't have thrown it away, but it did. So all I can think is I might have clicked somewhere it didn't like or something, because at this point in time it definitely did not throw it away. So I'm going to hit complete and then it goes into my logbook and then we can actually go have a look at that.
So you wasn't able to replicate it then?
No, no, it must have been a fluke or I clicked somewhere I shouldn't have. I love this toolkit. Look how it saves everything for you. Really, really nice. Let's go to the full report. Right, so we can actually replay our landing from here. Touchdown rate, 358 foot per minute was the first touchdown for the touch and go. You can say that again. The cowboy turn. But we did a bit of a zigzag to find that runway in that mist. Uncle John, I'm just thinking out loud.
Yeah.
If you want to try this weather engine, make sure you start this program well before you start your X-Plane, so that X-Plane doesn't tell this thing not to update. Just as a
Okay, but
safety precaution. I think that I'll do that as well.
okay.
Yes, Christer. I'm just glad there weren't any mobile phones when I was a kid. I mean, I would have been quite embarrassed about a few things. Now there's no record, nobody can prove anything. This is where somebody said I must slow down. My eye just caught someone mentioning that. Slow down, I'm too fast. Man, this is a cool tool.
It really is, isn't it?
Yeah, I can remember how excited John sounded when I showed it him.
Oh, tell me about it. I kept on at him. But how much? How much? Hold on. I haven't finished yet. And he just carried on and carried on, carried on and showed me something else, then something else.
And I've just realized this 358 was my actual touchdown, the last one. Okay, so I didn't record or it didn't show the first touchdown. I thought this was the first one that was a little bit hard. But anyway. Well, Christer, have a look at this. Have a look at this. This is something I haven't played with yet. All right. But this is something that I'm definitely going to play with because I want to use this for instruction. Okay. So if we go 20 right, what SimToolkit Pro also gives us, and this is only available to the Zibo, it doesn't work with the MMR yet, okay, so just bear that in mind. But you can set up a approach for yourself using these parameters and then you can practice. So the moment you click on fly this approach, it's going to take the Zibo and put it in the position you told it to be, with the settings you told it to be, gear up, gear down, spoiler stowed, whatever, you understand, all these settings. You can set up the nav radios and all these things already. It literally takes the Zibo, let's put it on a 10-mile final. All right, so you can spawn right there in the air with all the parameters in place except the FMC. Okay, you will not, it's not made to interact with the FMC, but this is for your MCP and your throttle and your gears and so on. Okay, so it's going to put you on the finals. So if you want to do landing practice, for instance, and you don't want to fly a full circuit, this is a magic tool. I mean, if I had this tool 2 years ago when I still worked for Mango Airlines, it would have made a hell of a big difference in what I did for them. But we didn't have this tool, so this is spectacular. I still want to just play a little bit with this and get familiar with it, and then we can start practicing all these difficult approaches and things.
So you've got a straight final approach set up, but also below that there's a vector approach and a
Yes.
base approach and a downwind approach.
Yes.
You can do all sorts of stuff then. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, those bottom three hasn't yet activated. That's coming.
Okay,
Okay,
soon,
all right.
soon. Okay, but it's coming. That's a big thing. That's the big thing. Okay, so yeah, it's. I mean, what do you say about something like this? Just wow, super. Yeah. Anyway.
Magic box.
Yeah. So guys, that's it for the stream. Then I'm gonna knock off, and you have a good rest of your day. Sleep well if you're gonna go to bed now, and we'll talk again soon. I still cannot stream on Twitch because of this internet problem, so I'm gonna stick to YouTube, and I'll probably do a stream tomorrow evening if family allows it, and then Saturday morning and Saturday evening as well, and then we'll take a break. We'll see. I'm not promising anything, but let's see.
Thanks, Nico.
Guys, you are welcome, and bye-bye for now.
Bye all.
Bye.